Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the screen and listen closely because the Philadelphia Eagles have just made a move that defines the entire trajectory of the franchise moving forward. We have been waiting for weeks, speculating on the future of the trenches and wondering if the core of this team would remain intact. The whispers have been loud, the anxiety in Philadelphia has been palpable, but finally, the silence has been broken. This isn't just a roster update, this is a declaration of intent for the 2026 season. The news we just received changes the math for the entire NFC East. Let's get right into the specifics of what is transpiring in Philadelphia, because the magnitude of this cannot be overstated. Sources within the organization have confirmed that Lane Johnson, the cornerstone of the Eagles' offensive line, has officially ended all speculation regarding his future. He is confirmed to return for his 14th NFL season in 2026. We are talking about a veteran offensive tackle who has been the gold standard at his position for over a decade. The front office and the coaching staff have been holding their breath, understanding that the structural integrity of the offense relies heavily on the right side of that line. Lane Johnson has communicated to the team that he is physically ready, mentally prepared, and fully committed to another championship run. This puts to bed the rumors of retirement that had been circulating since the end of the last campaign. From an insider perspective, this was the domino that had to fall before the Eagles could even think about their draft strategy or free agency allocations. You do not simply replace a Hall of Fame caliber talent with a stopgap solution. The organization views his presence as fundamental to the stability of the protection scheme for the quarterback. Now let me pivot and tell you exactly what this means, and I need you to understand the gravity of this situation. We are talking about Lane Johnson. When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, you are looking at a team that is built from the inside out. You can talk about the skill positions all you want, but without Lane Johnson, that offense is a completely different animal. I have said it before and I will say it again. He is the security blanket. He is the insurance policy. You think Jalen Hurts wants to drop back looking over his shoulder every single play? Absolutely not. The audacity of anyone questioning whether this man still has it is blasphemous. We are talking about a warrior who has played through injuries that would sideline lesser men for months. The fact that he is coming back for year 14 is not just good news, it is the salvation of the Eagles season before it even begins. You look at the metrics, you look at the sack percentages when he is on the field versus when he is off the field, and the difference is night and day. It is staggering. The Philadelphia Eagles are contenders because of their ability to dominate the line of scrimmage, and Lane Johnson is the enforcer of that dominance. This decision signals that the championship window is still wide open. They are not rebuilding, they are reloading. Lane Johnson staying means the standard remains the standard. He brings a level of accountability, a level of physicality, and a level of excellence that permeates the entire locker room. You cannot teach that. You cannot draft that in the later rounds. This is a man who understands the city, understands the pressure, and thrives in the chaos. For him to commit to 2026, it tells me that he believes this team can win it all. He isn't coming back for a paycheck. He is coming back for a ring. And frankly, if you're a fan of this team, you should be down on your knees thanking the football gods that number 65 is strapping the pads on for another year. But here is the thing that keeps me up at night, and this is the question we have to ask ourselves as we look at this massive development. With Lane locking in his spot, the expectations skyrocket, but so does the risk. We are banking on a 14-year veteran to hold up against the premier pass rushers of the NFL for 17 grueling weeks. It is a gamble. A calculated one, but a gamble nonetheless. And this leads us directly into a massive debate that is currently tearing the fan base apart.
If you want to stay ahead of the curve with breaking Eagles news and unfiltered analysis that you won't hear anywhere else, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Do not miss a single update.
However, do not think for 1 second that this announcement has been met with universal acclaim, because the streets of Philadelphia are talking, and the reaction is a volatile mix of relief and anxiety. While the front office is popping champagne, a significant portion of the fan base is looking at the calendar and looking at the birth certificate. We are seeing a divided reaction regarding Lane Johnson's decision to play in 2026. On one side, you have the pragmatists, who understand that without him, the line is vulnerable. But on the other side, you have a growing contingent of fans who are terrified of the cliff. You know what I'm talking about, the moment when a legendary player suddenly looks his age. The concerns are flooding in,
Is he blocking the development of a younger successor? What happens if he goes down in week 4? Is the salary cap hit worth the risk for a player entering his 14th season? These are valid questions. This isn't fantasy football. This is real life, where the salary cap is a hard reality. Some fans are arguing that it was time to rip the Band-Aid off and start the new era. They are worried that relying on the old guard is going to leave the Eagles unprepared for the future. But let me address these fans directly. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your minds? We are talking about Lane Johnson. Since when do we push legends out the door before they are done? I hear people talking about cap space and future development. Stop it. You play to win the game. You do not win the Super Bowl in 2026 by worrying about the roster construction of 2028. The disrespect is palpable. I understand the fear of injury. It is a violent game. I get it. But you do not bet against greatness because you are afraid of a hypothetical. The mixed reaction tells me that this fan base is scarred. They have seen legends stay 1 year too long before. But you have to look at the tape. Lane Johnson was still moving people against their will last season. He was still erasing defensive ends from the game plan. If half the fan base is worried, they need to wake up and smell the coffee. The alternative is a turnstile at right tackle. Do you want that? Do you want to see your quarterback running for his life? I didn't think so. The skepticism is natural, but it is misplaced. This mixed reaction highlights the incredible pressure cooker that is Philadelphia. In this city, you are only as good as your last snap. The fans are demanding perfection, and they are terrified that the reliance on veterans is a house of cards waiting to collapse. But here is the strategic truth. The Eagles do not have a better option, period. If Lane Johnson retired today, there is a gaping hole on that line that no rookie could fill immediately. This mixed reaction is simply the sound of a fan base that cares too much, a fan base that is desperate for a title and terrified of anything that might derail it. But let's be clear, this decision forces the organization to be in win-now mode. There is no tomorrow. There is no building for the future. The future is now. The chips are in the middle of the table. The fans who are worried need to embrace the chaos. This is what championship windows look like. They are scary, they are fragile, and they rely on your stars being stars. The tension is rising because everyone knows that if this gamble fails, if Lane shows his age, the criticism will be deafening. But if he dominates, if he secures that edge, then nobody will remember the doubt. This is the high-stakes poker game the Eagles are playing.
This is the reality we face, Philadelphia. Lane Johnson is back. The line is intact, and the organization has pushed all their chips into the center of the table for 2026. It is a bold move, it is a necessary move, but it is one that comes with supreme pressure on everyone involved. Now I need to turn this over to you. Are you relieved that the anchor is back, or are you terrified that Father Time is about to sack our season? Do not sit on the fence. I want your raw, unfiltered thoughts in the comments right now. This is our team. This is our season, and every single decision counts. Fly, Eagles, fly.